Dan with S3 Archery here, and in this little video we're going to kick off a mini-series that we're going to do for you that we're going to title Tip of the Month. And the goal of this series is to every month bring you guys a short video on some sort of an arrow tip, whether it be broadhead, blunt, or specialty. If it's something that we've used in the field, we'll let you know how it went for us. If it's something that we just picked up because we were excited about, we can go over some of the specs and some of our thoughts on it. And so to get us started as kind of the first one, I wanted to highlight a broadhead that Joe and I are going to be using for the whitetail hunt coming up. This broadhead is called a Cutthroat Broadhead, and it is a single bevel design that comes out of Colorado, and it is CNC'd out of a single block of steel. And so it is a heavyweight single bevel broadhead. They come in both the glue-on as well as screw-in tips. This one I have right here is a 250 grain screw-in tip, and Joe has some glue-on ones that he's going to be using on his arrows, and I believe they're 160 or 190 grains. And we first kind of found out about these guys when we were in Kalamazoo, got pretty excited about it, because before that we had been shooting some lighter front of center arrows, and then to try to increase penetration after a turkey hunt that I wasn't excited about, looked at this and saw how much weight was up front just naturally without having to modify that head, and so picked them up. And unfortunately, my spring turkey hunt, I buried one of these in the yard somewhere back where I was hunting, and I have no idea where it is. And so I don't have any good experience as far as penetration yet, but come this fall, Joe and I will both be using them, and so hopefully we'll get some really good results out of it. Concept-wise, I'm very excited about a single bevel broadhead. You read about it online in magazines and other things, and the use of the single bevel has definitely increased over the last several years. This one, being that it's out of a single piece of steel, is going to be extremely durable. They do offer a lifetime guarantee on these, but unfortunately if you're making tent stakes out in the yard, I don't think that's going to cover it. So let's take a quick look at this a little bit closer up, and then I'm going to compare this size-wise to Zwickey Escalite, just because that's pretty common and most people know what those are. So let's get this closer to the table for you guys. Alright, so here's a closer look at the broadhead that I started out with. And so this is a 250 grain single bevel broadhead. Get a little peek at that. And so this particular broadhead is a right bevel, but of course you would match that up to whatever arrow you're shooting and what fletchings are on it. It is 2 1/4 front to back and 1 1/4 side to side. In comparison, I'm going to sneak in the Escalite here, and we'll put that pretty close to it. And so these broadheads are almost identical in dimensions. However, this one, of course, being single bevel, is going to show a little bit more of that steel. And this has a black Teflon coating on it, as opposed to just the green Zwickey. Weight-wise, though, this one down here is coming in just at about 140, and this is 259 to 260 when I check it. So you're getting a lot more front of center when you screw this on versus this one here. Another thing to notice about this broadhead is that when it comes, it looks extremely sharp. However, there's a little burr on the bottom side, and so you have to knock that off in order to really sharpen it up. Once you do that, you're ready to go very, very quickly. Tip-wise, it's got a nice kind of Tanto style tip there, and so the aim for that when it was designed, I guess, is to help with bone penetration. And then in the taper here as well, there's a slight tapering from the front that widens towards the back right before it hits the arrow shaft itself. That is going to help it as far as strength goes, but if you use a clamp to sharpen your broadhead, like Lansky, you do have to take your time and be careful, because if you're in a hurry and you clamp it, with that taper you're going to get an inconsistent edge from the back to the front, and so it's going to take a long time to get this broadhead as sharp as you want it to down the road. Cutthroat does offer a service that you can send it in, and for a small fee they'll sharpen it for you, as well as their 100% no question asked warranty. Apparently if you have troubles you can send it in and they'll fix it for you. I think I'm outside of that warranty though, since I buried it in the woods and can't find it. Some of the things about this that are probably going to be turning people off a little bit is price point. This is an extremely expensive broadhead. It comes in a 3-pack, and I think right now it's about $45 to $46 without shipping. and so that puts each one of these about 15 bucks. The other thing to notice is that the threads on this are extremely short, and so if you're shooting a regular broadhead with a screw in and it's the normal outsert type technology, you're going to have no problem with that. But if you're running an axis like myself, you want to be very careful as far as depth with your insert, with that hit insert, because this particular broadhead on a couple of mine, I can't screw it in because it doesn't have enough thread contact, especially if you're running a collar. So just something to be aware of there. If you're a person looking for a lot of front of center, solid broadhead that's never going to fail on you, this might be something that you're really going to want to look into. But if you're shooting at stuff and you're losing arrows or other things, something that's a lot cheaper is going to make you happier. We'll let you know this fall if we end up putting one of these into a deer of some sort and how it goes for us. But otherwise, stay tuned and we'll keep bringing you tips every month.